Oh, hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation community. And welcome to another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director of Site 42, as well as Head Containment Specialist here at the SCP Foundation. And whether you staff members have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff that contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview. Perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level. I am here for the next 1 hour and change, as I have been for the last 7.5 months, daily. The streak remains strong, every gosh darn day. But before we begin the Q&A, let me start with some housekeeping. Rave Haven, congratulations on being the literal most punctual member of the Containment Hazard Assessment team for the day. Thank you for being first. Congratulations. Alongside you, King of ADHD, Dr. Frogman, Carlton McCullough, Stone Miner, Dr. Golden, Notorious Gaming, Cool Man Fight, Dr. Vincent, Dr. Darkstar, Commissar Pfeiffer, America, Nikki Knackle, Aoki, Pixel Periton, Dr. Drena, long time no see. Everyone who I have just named, thank you for being here punctually at the start of stream. And thank you for being members of Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service, helping us to finally win the battle against the white names. Furthermore, Olivia, Joey Smith, totally not an anomaly, Miles Fan, and Guy the Dude Human. Everyone who I have just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here just for being you. Oh, and Dacha! Good to see you in the chat as well. Hope you're doing well as well. Well, stop saying well. Anyways, so, here we are, today's stream, and I see a lot of you confused about the stream title. What, in the name of God, in this case, we are praying to, I guess, SCP-5991, codenamed Vor Jesus. It's been that kind of week. Why would I say that the toilets ain't so skibidi? Well, if you are paying attention outside of the SCP fandom, which really, why would you? Don't we have enough? Aren't we enough for you? No, that's a very toxic way to think. You can enjoy things outside of the fandom. But, to quote Charlie, the moist critical, this skibidi toilet situation is crazy. So this is all hearsay. It's all strangely non-evidentiary. We're going off of hypothesis here. We're going off of guesswork. We're going off of things hidden behind NDAs possibly. So we don't know what the actual scenario is. But the rumor mill is enough for me to want to talk about this. The rumor mill is that when the creator of the Skibidi Toilet series, Duck Fuck Boom, Da Fuck Boom managed to get a film deal on that. There may have been some caveats that were not very good. Now, first of all, The Backrooms is getting an A24 movie. The Skibidi Toilet is getting a Michael Bay movie. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Where is my SCP movie? I ask. Where is my SCP movie when we're getting a Michael Bay Skibidi Toilet? I swear. End of the day, don't get me wrong. I enjoy the Creative Commons and the way that we are free to share our work. It's just making it harder to get a movie. I like the Creative Commons in theory and in practice, but everyone else not liking the Creative Commons is why we're having such a problem. Everyone just get on board with the thing I like. Is that not easy enough? Just do the thing that I want you to do. My totalitarian rule will be kind and just, I promise. Anyways. So, the rumor mill is that unfortunately in selling the rights to the film, our friend, the creator, has apparently had to hand off control of their YouTube channel to a company. And that company has been posting videos without the artist's input, maybe, allegedly, who knows? And apparently they're also holding on to the money, which means that the artist who made the thing, who should have gotten paid off for this, has apparently been not getting payouts from the YouTube channel either. It sounds... I don't know the whole situation. I'm just getting small bits and pieces. But it sounds like somewhere in the contract that the artist signed, they have been very screwed. It sounds like a company has taken over the YouTube channel. And by taken over, I mean it was signed to them, as in the contract. Always read your contract. I don't care if this story is real or not. Always read your contract. Or have a lawyer read your contract. Both. You and a lawyer. If there are contracts, you gotta do it. But, yes. It seems like Da Fuck Boom may have lost control of their creation because their YouTube channel would be gone. Apparently they are broke, and apparently they have no input on the channel's work or the work on the movie. Hate that. Tell me I'm back. Tell me I'm back, right? I gotta be correct. They're trying to silence me. I will not let capitalism silence me. They're trying to stop me from telling you to check your contracts. They're trying to stop me from protecting the artists from the corporations that are greedy and trying to take their work. Don't let capitalism stop me. Don't let capitalism stop you. Ah! We will prevail. Art life forever. So yes, long story short, it seems like there is a possibility that the toilets ain't so skibidi over there. And so, keep an eye on your art when you are signing deals with people. Make sure you know what they are getting in the deal so you don't get tricked into giving more away than you intend to. There are great symbiotic deals in the arts. People gotta work together. That's part of it. But don't get taken advantage of. That is the lesson of today. Starfall, not a fail. Great question. Wait, is capitalism more powerful than the Foundation? Listen, the Foundation is plenty powerful, but we still existing capitalism. At least for our front companies, to maintain the veneer that we're legitimate companies and not actually the foundation, we have to pay taxes from our front companies. The actual foundation doesn't pay taxes, but the front companies do. So in a way, we pay some taxes. So yes, it is a real shame what may or may not be happening to the Da Fuck Boom artist of Skibidi Toilet. And even if that series is brain rot to the extreme, you know, there is some actual pretty interesting filmmaking going in to the shots and the action beats. There is some quality in there in that brain rot. So you gotta respect game where there's respect game. And no artist, no matter how brain rot their work is, deserves to have their whole project bought out from under them and kicked off without knowing what they're signing up for. At least when George Lucas sold Star Wars, he knew, he was like, okay, I'm out. Have fun with it. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so that's our stream subject. Also, just a little update for you guys. I told you that I've been getting a lot of calls, doing a lot of work in meetings and networking with different SCP projects, film projects, animation projects. Whole lot going on in this field right now, especially around the holidays for some reason. Keep me busy for sure. It also turns out I just got another email from a new SCP animation project I have never heard of. I'm not going to reveal yet. I want to talk to them first. Obviously, I'm going to run a quality check. But you know what? You know what? While I'm going to run a quality check, and I will call them, I'm not giving them my full say it. I'm not giving them my full approval yet. What I will tell you is there is a trailer, and the trailer is online. So, if we go to a YouTube channel by the name of Shout Out Cartoons, I'll have you know, I've never heard of these guys before. I've never heard of any of their work. On YouTube, they have about a little less than 100K subscribers. They're getting close to that silver play button. It seems they do a lot of animation parodies. But one of the things they're doing is a new SCP Foundation animated series, is what they are sending me. So first of all, here's our thumbnail. Now the comments confirm that Connor is not in this. Connor is not in the show. Don't get your hopes up. Connor is there as a reference to SCP animation, but it's not Connor. This is the channel. It's called Shout Out Cartoons, and this is their new SCP Foundation series that's not confinement. And so let's take a look at their trailer. Let me make sure I didn't accidentally put it on 2x speed. I watch everything on 2x speed because ADHD. Leave me alone. Okay, here is their trailer for a new SCP animated series. Was that Dr. House? I'm sorry. Was that Dr. House? Come back here. Ah, yes. The D-Class needs more mouse bites. More mouse bites for the D-Class. Yes. The Cover-Up Crew. Dacha, I was about to say the exact same thing. It is definitely giving the Inside Job intro. Very inspired for sure. I completely agree with your assessment of the vibe check. And so right now, this has been up for 6 hours. It has approximately 250 views. So right now, with 144 of you in the chat, we have almost doubled that on our own. You should go check it out and see what you think about it. But also, yes, I have an email from this team, which is how I became aware of them. So besides this trailer, which is already public, so I'm going to tell you about that at least, I will talk to them in the background. I'll see what their method is. I'll see what their team is like. I want to make sure they're not using AI. That's always one of the number one questions we have in this community. And so I will figure that out in the back end, and I will let you know when I have intel. Also, as intel going into the Christmas season, we have 2 SCP Foundation sponsors coming up for SCP merch Christmas gifts. Now, today is not sponsored because I haven't lined everything up yet, but we will soon have SCP merch sponsors coming in for the holidays, so keep yourself tuned if you're looking for gifts for either yourself or others in the SCP vein. But finally, after the stream toilet skibidization conversation, after the little alerts of what's going on in the SCP community and what you can look forward to as we keep going, now it's time for me to catch up on the donos so I don't miss any, and we'll go to standard Q&A. I still have about an hour left, so we have plenty of time today. Going to the Ko-Fi first because there was a notification. I don't want to forget it. Dr. Dark Star, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Thank you for being a member, and thank you for going through the Ko-Fi. It gives about, I'd say, a 3% fee where YouTube Super Chats take 30%. So it's a big difference, and we appreciate you making the effort. Dr. Sherman, you should eat a Bible on stream one day. SCP Control Console, you must be mocking me after Wednesday's stream. If you're unfamiliar, look at the end of Wednesday's stream. And if you're mocking me, I will have my revenge. Now, Dr. Darkstar, your donation, after you grab yourself some mango salsa and chips on your way past the commissary. So, Doc, I want you to guess how Darkstalker was permanently contained. Yes, he permanently got contained. As a reminder of his powers, unlimited animus magic. You put in a scroll. Only his own magic can affect him. He is immortal and his skills are impenetrable. I would imagine rather than wishing himself asleep, he probably wished himself out of existence somehow. Or tried to wish someone out of existence and had it returned on them. And so, that would be another way his own magic would affect him. That would be my guess. What is mango salsa? Intern Keen. It is a salsa that is made with mango. I don't think it's that particularly complex of a subject. If everyone who is still confused as to why Skibidi Toilet is in the title, please go back to about the 3-minute mark at the start of stream. It is today's stream subject. We talk about it. All right, and there was one more Ko-Fi. I don't want to miss it. Before I come back to the supers. Dr. Darkstar, thank you for donating again to give me the answer to this question. A hatchling enchanted a strawberry with the scroll Darkstalker put his magic completely into to turn him into a 1-year-old Nightwing Dragonet named Peacemaker with no memory of his past deeds, and it actually worked. Okay, so didn't wish him out of existence, just age regressed him, weird, and now is a baby with good intentions. I guess that works. All right, popping back to the supers. That way I get them all caught up and I can get to the Q&A. Commissar Pfeiffer, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a fettuccine on your way past the commissary. Evening, Dr. Sherman. Good morning to you. Building Block, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself an ice-cold glass of melonade on your way past the commissary. Sorry I missed the last stream, food coma. To answer your question, the rock band was my loose interpretation of 5514's 1,000-word arrows. Oh, okay. I need to reread that. Lockjaw, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself a Malamar on your way past the commissary. SCP-4812-S versus SCP-682 versus SCP-173. Well, we know 173 and 682 are a stalemate, because 173 can grow more eyes and keep 173 frozen indefinitely. So that just comes down to 682 versus 4812-S. So let's see what the -S entity is here. So many entities, and the S is, oh, again, it's hanging in a, I see. So what you did is I told you 682 would just suck up all of its eyes and fight blind, and therefore you're putting 173 there, so it has to keep eyes on 173. I see what you're doing here. So the likelihood is that 173 would still be locked in place as long as 682 could see it. So 682 could get between the two, eyes on one side and not on the other, and it would be an easy win. The butt has the eyes, the face has the mouth. Bite, 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 kill the entity. Still easy. You're going to have to work harder to destroy that hard to destroy reptile. It was in the name. You should have thought of that. America, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a quiche on your way past the commissary. 953 is my best friend. Nobody is allowed to hurt. Nobody's going to hurt any entity that's in containment. We keep them in containment. Now, if we run experiments on them and they're painful, then that's another thing, but that's not hurting them. That's just experimenting on them for science. We do it for science. And sometimes some needles are injected. Some flesh is lacerated. Some bones may be femur broken. I don't know. It's just science, man. It's just science. Nobody's gonna hurt an SCP, says the guy whose whole thing is hurting a tree. Listen, if you have a way to make the tree scream that won't hurt it, I'm all ears. If you've got a way to make SCP-4521 scream without hurting it, I'll throw you a ticker tape parade, my friend. And for confetti, we'll use wood shavings from a tree that is 4521's brother, just to celebrate the occasion, make it more appropriate. Real quick, Rachel Lowry, thank you for gifting a membership to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. Thank you for your generosity in helping us build our ranks in the Battle of the White Names. And if you got that membership from Rachel, make sure to thank them for the generosity. Dacia, thank you for gifting 5 memberships to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. If you got one of Dacia's memberships, make sure to thank them for their generosity. And also, check out their content. There's some pretty good stuff over there. Pretty good stuff. Also, I think I saw a intern Taff. Welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Cool Man Fight. Thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a s'more on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, could super alloy from Planet Crafter contain 096 the Shy Guy? And I got some pizza snacks and sugar-free soda for everyone here. Oh, well, sharing is a good thing. And, super alloy from Planet Crafter. What is the capabilities of super alloy from Planet Crafter? Super alloy, Planet Crafter. Crafting resource for high-end machines and items. Deconstruct golden crates dropped by a meteor, mined in a super alloy cave with extractor. Common resource both on the surface and very underground cave areas. Super alloy is obtainable by mining with an ore extractor, producing it by placing ore in an ore crusher. Okay, it honestly is used for living compartments, biodomes, general machinery that doesn't look that sturdy, like a backpack, air filter. Those are usually delicate objects with not a lot of strength to them. So I would honestly say probably not. Good containment method. I think 096 could probably tear right through that. Much like another certain metal that people seem to think is way more powerful than it actually is, even though its application is used in lightweight applications such as bicycles, because it is strong for its weight, but not super tough, super metal, like people constantly say titanium is. All of you bastards infected with SCP-022-J, I will punch you in the dick with a titanium fist if you keep suggesting titanium for things that titanium is not appropriate for. And that includes now this super alloy. That still is that super alloy as well. I am putting it down. Titanium could make the tree scream, "Frogman, I will end you," with a titanium anvil, which would not be super effective because it would actually be quite light, and therefore I would have to hit you with it multiple times. Dr. Drena, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a cookie cake on your way past the commissary. If Magneto was infected with SCP-022-J, here we go again, how much more powerful do you think he would become, or would he be easier to contain? Well, here's the deal. Magneto can manipulate all metal, not just, not any particular metal, just all of them. And so what that means to me is that if Magneto became obsessed with using only titanium, it would make a lot of the applications of his power set a lot weaker. We'd lose, like, we could still do liquid titanium and do things with that, but I feel like the limitation would give us an aid. So I think if we infected Magneto with SCP-022-J, then, or specifically SCP-022-J-1, which is thinking that titanium is a super tough super metal, even though it's not, then yes, I believe that would actually make Magneto less creative and therefore easier to contain. So Ko-Fi notification, let me get that so I don't forget. Dr. Golden, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Thank you for making your donation through the Ko-Fi where the fees are lesser. We appreciate you making the effort. Hello, Sherman. Well, yes, I am not Dr. Gordon Freeman, that is true. I am a different scientist at a different anomalous science factory, so to speak. So yes, while I can understand the difference, it's not the same. Although if I did dye my hair back to my natural color and just like slick it back more, get some glasses, there's a Gordon Freeman in here somewhere, I think. Commissar Pfeiffer, thank you for donating again. For the Republic, down with the contract and up with the flags of freedom. Yep, we got to do what we can there. Hydra and Allie, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Rebel Commander, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a saltwater taffy on your way past the commissary. SCP playing cards just arrived. Nice stuff. Very cool. Not saying that they are soon to be a sponsor as they try to sell off the very last of their stock. They've only got a little left, but we'll be talking about that more in the coming days. I promise you that. I mean, no spoilers. I promise nothing because I'm not spoiling anything. Jonathan, thank you for donating again. No, thank you for your first donation of today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a burrito on your way past the commissary. Okay, that's it. I'm looping The World as a Vampire on SCP-3636. No! Do not do that. That is A, a very widespread anomaly you would be causing. 2, what would happen if the planet were a vampire? Can you imagine? I don't want to. No. The World is not a vampire because that song is going immediately on the banned song list. No. No, 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 no. The Emperor, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Get yourself a omelet on your way past the commissary. Omelette du fromage, even. Do you need D-Class 590816's soul back? I took it. Are we using that for anything? I don't know. We're only testing it with physical anomalies that affect the body, so it's not really using it right now. I think you should be fine, at least for a little while longer. Doo-doo. Ah, Dr. Darkstar. Just let me know in the back channels that I missed one of your Ko-Fis. Thank you for donating again. Yeah, Peacemaker is really kind and innocent, but quite pathetic, especially since I am related to him, Darkstalker. He is the brother of my ancestor. Yeah, I got the short end of the family history stick. Well, you know what? You got to make the best of your bad situation. And hey, at least I'd rather take pathetic and weak than nearly ending the world. That is a better scenario to be in for all of us. I am a fan of the weak, pathetic dragon, not ending the world. Violet Chaos, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Thank you for going through the Ko-Fi. Make sure to grab yourself, I guess, some fish fingers and custard at your way past the commissary. Wrong fandom, I just met Christopher Eccleston, Doctor Number 9. Okay, see you later in the VOD. Well, that is very cool. I have met, to the best of my ability in the Doctor Who space, I've only met John Barrowman. I was cosplaying a shirtless character. He tweaked my nipple. Everyone had a good laugh. He was very polite. He did ask. Oh, wait, I messed something up here. Come back to me. Come back to me. All right. All right, we're refreshed. We're back. We're back. So, Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again. What deal think you must have? What deal think you have must be in writing signed? If you watch the stream title's subject at the beginning about why these toilets ain't so skibidi, it's about how the creator of Skibidi Toilets seemingly were looking hypothesis online is that they may have lost control of their YouTube channel and their business during a deal they made, and it's causing, allegedly, trouble. So, you gotta watch out for the deals you sign for that reason. America, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself some French fries at the commissary. You didn't send a message, so simply thank you for your dono. Coleman Fight, thank you for donating again. If I become a multimillionaire, I would make an SCP movie with you as movie lead, and it would be set in Site 42 and me sitting in Excel because Snyder. Well, yes, keeping the Snyder as far away from me as possible is one of my favorite parts. But yes, anyone in the SCP community who becomes a lottery winner somehow, hit me up. We'll talk shop. I'll use my network connections. We'll get a film made. America, I do now see that you're saying that is your second dono. I've been going pretty quick, so I forgot. My bad. Fun Man, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. I don't know your username, so I don't know if you're a member. But thank you for donating through the Ko-Fi. That way, the fees are lesser, so we appreciate you going through the effort. Make sure to grab yourself a lightly fried fish fillet on your way past the commissary. Is there an SCP project you wish got complete funding? Well, of the SCP projects that have in the past not gotten funded, the one I would most want to get funded is Lot 1 Studios Season 2 of their Redacted miniseries on YouTube. Now, they are still filming the episodes, but they're filming them one at a time. They're like scraping by for budget. They're doing what they can. If you're not familiar, Lot 1 Studios on YouTube, they did a 5-episode live-action SCP miniseries. It was pretty damn good. Did not get enough support, and so we could use some more help for them in the future. Keep an eye on it. But, of course, in the future, there will be many more that I also wish get their full funding. And that's what Mobile Task Force Psi-42 is here to help with, both for those of us that do have money to give and for those who are part of the broke gang, but can help by doing lots of liking, sharing, subscribing, everything they can to aid the algorithm so more people see it, commenting, all that kind of stuff. Commissar Pfeiffer, thank you for donating again. Question, will I get shot again if I have UN patches? if you wear UN patches in a Foundation site, you are signing up for what you sign up for. You should perhaps take those off if you're double agenting with the GOC before you come on site. Dacha, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as gifting those memberships. Make sure to grab yourself a handful of marshmallows on your way past the commissary. So what do Bibles taste like in relation to other books? There's 3 different textures in each bite at the end. There's the chewy, sickly sweetness of the leather. And there's the thin crinkliness of the rice paper. And there's this gritty, sandy, brown sugary taste from the edible glue. And so you have the chewy sweet, the sand, and the crinkle all in one bite. That is a textural nightmare, is how I'll put it. Hideous. It's blasphemously delicious. Dr. Darkstar, thank you for donating again. Okay, fair point. I mean, Darkstalker only really wanted to make Nightwings great again at any cost. Oh, 3 Moons of Pyrrha, Darkstalker was the magical trump of the Nightwings. I'm glad you heard what you're saying and then realized it, so I didn't have to tell you. Yes, you get it now. The Emperor, thank you for donating again. I set the pizza on fire. Whoops. Well, we'll just give that to the llama demon? I meant the lava demon. But I guess we're giving it to the llama demon. That's 1 cell over from there. Either way, someone's got to eat that fire out. Not like that. Don't take that out of context. Cool Man Fight, thank you for donating again. I do love my Planet 42 involves the Snyders. Don't like it. Don't like it. Hakodos, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a orange soda on your way past the commissary. Would Mr. Magoo be considered an SCP? I mean, only if we scanned for Humes and saw that that anomalous luck was in fact anomalous. Someone can just be super lucky. But with Magoo, it does seem a high percentage of the time it's out of the bounds of reality. So there might be a luck anomaly involved. We'll have to see if Mr. Magoo has any probability altering abilities before we consider it anomalous or not. Stone Miner, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a plate of fajitas on your way past the commissary. I live in a different multiverse where SCP-682 isn't as hostile and sleeps most of the time. And funny enough, if you leave it alone, stop testing on it, it doesn't break out. Well, that's nice for you. Nice for you, is it? Very good. Very good for you. Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again. I don't work for the Global Occult Coalition, just the UN. I hate the Global Occult Coalition. Yes, but the UN is, you know, they run the Global Occult Coalition, so it depends on what your relationship is with them. Wait, browser's refreshing. And we're back. Commissar Pfeiffer, thank you for donating again. Hey, funny thing about that, I served before being here, so got assigned a few UN peacekeeping missions. I'll talk to Desk. Yes, make sure your security issues do not become a problem. Dr. Sherman, question, have you ever played StarCraft? I played StarCraft 1 and the expansion with Kerrigan. But I never played StarCraft 2. Cool Man Fight, thank you for donating again. Every time I hear llama, I think llamas with hats. Don't bring Carl into this. Those were some damn fine faces we lost that day. Carl and the floating hand spider had a lot to talk about during that afternoon. The Emperor, thank you for donating again. If I were to take every D-class's soul, what would happen? Well, then we wouldn't get to test on any more soul-affecting anomalies. So don't. We have science to do here. Dr. Puppeteer, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a frittata on your way past the commissary. Who keeps burying me inside graves? I ain't dead, damn it. Also, I'm here. What's going on after I got blown up? Well, you know, most people do die when they're blown up, so, you know, some staff members might not get the memo. No, Captain Evil, Greasy John. Carl is the name of one of the llamas with hats. Dr. Sherman, likes are higher than views. Well, thank you, America. Although you don't have to yell. Come now. And congratulations, Mobile Task Force Sci 42. You did get the like count above the viewer count, which means we are boosting to the YouTube algorithm. We are surfing those info streams, and we are bringing more people in who will see me here and they'll go, hey, what's this SCP Foundation all about? Who's this handsome mug? What's he talking about? And then when they hear about our wonderful fandom, they will decide to become SCP fans, and they will help us to support the SCP Wiki and its authors, artists, animators, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, etc. And that's how we get SCP movies and AAA games. More and more. It is by building our apparatus of support, and that starts with you guys. So thank you for your service and for hitting that like button. Commissar Pfeiffer, thank you for donating again. Also, should I wear a lab coat over a G3 combat uniform? If I do, should I go with black or olive draft? So, there's not really a reason to wear a lab coat over your combat uniform, because your combat uniform has more protection. The lab coat is meant to protect you from chemicals in a lab, things that might get on your clothes, but it is a lighter form of protection. It is not as good as combat wear. So if you're wearing combat wear, I guess you're fine, unless you're really prissy and you don't want your combat armor to get scuffed. Then I guess you can put a lab coat over it. Cool Man Fight, thank you for donating again. But Carl the llama is my favorite llama with hats. And you keep them very far from our reality, because the things Carl has done. Dr. Sherman, for your efforts in bringing the children of the swallowed, the sons of the swallowed. We can't lose the alliteration there. To the Foundation's attention, your site gets a 1-hour SCP-458 party. Well, I do enjoy having the infinite pizza box on site, even if Desk gets the glory and the accolades. You mahogany jerk. So I've been thinking about making an SCP game inspired by StarCraft. Which groups would you think work best? Well, obviously you've got the Foundation, you've got the Church of the Broken God for mechanists, and you've got the Sarkics for the Flesh Cult. That gives you Terran, Protoss, and Zerg off the bat. So you're starting strong with those three groups. They also have enough of a presence in population to do a world war. Now, also you would be dealing with, if you want the GOC, they could be a more aggressive humanoid race, more weaponized, whereas the Foundation could be more science-based if you want to keep getting more groups. So, yes, that is the kind of stuff you should be thinking about, but those would be my big four. If you want to work in other groups of interest to the story, having anomalies from Are We Cool Yet, purchasing arms from Marshall, Carter, and Dark, who are a neutral party. Not arms, but anomalies that can help your team and stuff like that. Could be part of the story. But they're smaller groups, so they wouldn't be engaged in direct warfare. Commissar Pfeiffer, thank you for donating again. Sorry for asking stupid shit. I'm sleepy. You are forgiven because you're donating while you do it, so that's very kind of you in the first place. Yes, Ravehaven, please keep me abreast of the situation of a StarCraft SCP game. You've got my interest. Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again. UN Peacekeepers tried being one of them. Then the Foundation picked me up before I went out. Now I'm just a Foundation ambassador to UN. Good folks, UN hate GOC. So, okay. And hey, if you can get some intel on the GOC's operations while you're over there, that's even better. Don't look behind you, bro. You don't tell me what to do, intern mailing. You don't tell me what to do in my audiophonics lab. Who's the site director here? It's me. Dev Rendered, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for your level 1 membership as a researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. The ranks grow of green names. The white names will surely fall. Let me double check something here. Yep, all systems are go. The SPC could be a Navy-based faction. The Shark Punching Center. You know what? If you wanted to keep it to 3 groups for simplicity, you could make it the Mechanists of the Church of the Broken God. You could make it the Sarkics for the Flesh Cult. And then you could do the Humanity. And Humanity could be their own force if you want to combine the Shark Punching Center, the GOC, and the SCP Foundation. On top of which, if you have the Shark Punching Center on the human side, that means that you can do the Sharkics. The Sharkics, as in flesh monster sharks. The Sharkicism could be interesting. Dr. Moonston, may I have a green name? I don't have the money to pay for my own. Dr. Moonston, as much as that would be a nice thing to be able to do, YouTube does all gifted memberships randomized by how much you interact with the channel. So you should keep chatting and liking and sharing and subscribing and stuff like that, because then when memberships are gifted, you are more likely to get one. But that's about the best we can offer, because you can't directly donate memberships. There's no system for that. All right, I think I got a cool name for it. SCP United. Hey, that hasn't been used for a game or project in the SCP-verse to my knowledge. And yeah, if it is the GOC, the SCP, the SPC teaming up, United is a good one. And that would basically make them the protagonists of the game, united against these threats. Interesting, interesting. Dr. Sherman, is the SCP Foundation an SCP itself? Intern Gabriel, in some canons, yes. In some scenarios, it is. I think there's a whole 001 proposal about the Foundation being the original anomaly or something like that. By the way, Site 42 staff, we are currently 9 minutes until the end of stream. 9 minutes, so if you have questions, it's time to get them in. The toilets ain't skibidi since they ain't so Sigma Riz and they have no get to be skibidi. The fact that I understood every piece of that. The internet's a hell of a drug. Hey, it's been a while, but about the floating hand spider, where is its habitat? Intern Marie, it's in the super cool petting zoo, of course. And if you haven't seen it, we just dropped a Site 42 animated in collaboration with Voidy Arts. It's a short from this week. It is revisiting the floating hand spider as an animation. So if you want to check that out, make sure, because it's could use some likes and shares to boost it in the algorithm so more people see it. So Dr. Sherman, UI useless versus an anomalously large paper bag. Who you got the money on? Oh, come on. The UI useless detecting their way out of a paper bag, an anomalously large paper bag. They couldn't even detect their way out of a normal paper bag. The anomalously large one is going to be like a maze to them. They're going to be so sad. You gotta get them out of the bag. Otherwise, they'll never make it. They'll never survive. UI useless. Dr. Sherman, it's my first stream and I've been meaning to ask, do you have any tips for first-time SCP authors? Intern worried shark. Well, first of all, as a shark, I would be worried because the Shark Punching Center could be eavesdropping on this stream at any point. That Captain Tiberius Sherman is a real douchebag, but very good at punching sharks. So first of all, you're going to want to go into this channel's long-form videos. We have a compilation of tips called SCP Writing Tips from SCP Writers. And there, you can get a compilation of tips I've given on the subject. Furthermore, on the SCP database home page, I'm going to direct you to a very important section. This section, if you look at the front page, there's two sections I want you to look at. Section 1, in the sidebar, is this Getting Started, which has the guide for newcomers, join the site, contribute, frequently asked questions, and Universe Hub. You should look into those if you want to get started writing SCPs. Furthermore, over here on the top bar, there's resources. You want to read the guides and the essays and resources. These are essays of SCP authors giving each other tips. So make sure to read. That is my big tip of the day. If you read the guides, you get a big head start on what's going on around here. These are tips from the actual authors, so you want to know what's up. Coming back to the chat. All right, well, that's fine. Hey, Dr. Sherman, if there was a child with eternal youth, would it be an SCP, and would you capture it, or is it just child abuse? Intern Kincaid. If something is anomalous, we will contain it. Hands down. If we get access, we will put it in a box. And so, yes, would the child be fed? Yes, it would keep it alive, so we could continue to test on it. Would the child be allowed certain privileges if it was loyal to the Foundation and did a good job being contained without being a big fuss? Sure. But it would still be kept in a box for life. That is how it works at the Foundation. How would you contain the Amazing Digital Circus? Intern Vaughn, it looks like the Amazing Digital Circus is within some sort of computer server. So really, it's quite easy to just put that server in a box and not worry about it. We've sacrificed enough children. I wouldn't be concerned about if an anomalous child being contained is abuse. I mean, yeah. And thankfully, the world is chaotic and terrible. That way there's a consistent supply of war orphans, or as we colloquially call them, warphans, to use as children D-class. Otherwise, it would be a lot harder to establish a steady supply. Puppet Boy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a chicory coffee on your way past the commissary. From the Arthurs. They are just guys named Arthur. That's a lot of Arthurs. Thankfully, the world is so bad that we can have war orphans is absolutely a quote. Listen, I'm not the one who makes the anomalies only interact with children, okay? SCP-956 does not attack adults. It only attacks children. How are we supposed to test things like how effective 956 is at breaking children? Hence why we called it the Child Breaker. How are we supposed to test at what distance the Child Breaker activates? How are we supposed to test all these different things if we don't have Child D-Class? I rest my case. If you were in the world, Pokemon world, what Pokemon would you contain? Well, in the Pokemon world, Pokemon aren't anomalous. They are, in fact, very normal. Therefore, they wouldn't have to be contained. Now, if a Pokemon took to our universe, it would be anomalous, and we would contain whatever Pokemon came over. Just Alice, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a fruit roll-up on your way past the commissary. Remember, walk your goldfish, people, and you, Sherm. Oh, boy. Yes, I guess carry that bowl around proudly. A little confusing. But good to see you, and you haven't checked out the pilot for Just Alice's SCP animated series known as Anomaly. I believe episodes 1 and 2 are up, and episode 3 is currently in production. So go check that out if you haven't. Subscribe to Just Alice. Get some more eyes on that show. OMG, it's like that one If Pokemon Were SCP series by that one artist guy. I can't remember their channel name. Rah. I don't remember which one is that. No, I don't remember. Are you a pimp or just a hipster? I can't tell. ¿Por qué no los dos? What about a pimpster? Have you ever thought of that? People can be more than one thing. Don't try to put me into little boxes. I can be all of the above. I don't know. Just came in, heard something about an evil toilet. Intern Grady, go to the beginning of the stream where it was the stream subject and I explained the situation, but actually, the toilets are innocent, and the villain is, of course, greedy corporations. Can't imagine. What the heck is this stream title, and why are you speaking Spanish? What the hell is happening? Well, number one, Por qué no los dos is a very famous commercial and catchphrase. So, yes, it's Spanish, but it's also just a meme. Also, when you sing in choir for 7 years, you practice singing in a lot of different languages. So, I've worked on some stuff before. But yes, go back and watch the stream subject at the beginning so you too can know what's going on there. But we are currently at the end of stream, everybody. And so, Site42 staff, at the end of stream, as always, I tell you my favorite SCPs. But of course, I'm not going to tell you that my favorite SCPs are the ones I personally wrote. That would be super cheating. Just complete narcissism. I wouldn't do that to you guys. But if you want to read the SCPs I personally wrote, you can go to the Sherm's Site 42 Hub and author page on the SCP Wiki. There you can see the SCPs I personally wrote, as well as contributed voice lines or sound effects too. You can see some translations on the other branches there. And if you go one page over on there on the tabs, you'll find some links. Some links people are very interested in finding. Very often they ask all the time, where do I find the link? But then they never actually look. It's mind-boggling, but you guys, you're not so dense as to not look, right? You know what you're looking for and you know how to find it. You are determined, a strong individual, and that's what makes you intrepid enough to join Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codename Signal Boosters. If you are liking and sharing and commenting on our videos, if you're liking and sharing and chatting in our streams, if you're doing the whole like, share, subscribe, not just for Site42, but for the channels we highlight that are making SCP projects, whether they be YouTube channels making animations or live action films, whether they are game devs or the SCP authors and the SCP artists, etc. We are here to support the SCP community, and that's because of the efforts of you, Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codename Signal Boosters. And hey, if you can directly donate to Site42 via YouTube, Super Chats or Ko-Fis, Patreon or YouTube channel memberships, we appreciate that too. That really helps us keep the lights on. So, without any further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on that last one, it's a bit of a rough read. Speed round. 399930, sheesh, tongue-tied today. 399930430008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 51755320, and 980. Content warning on the last one, that's a rough read. I've got a couple last-minute donos going on here. Puppet Boy, thank you for donating again. So anything seemingly anomalous like Pokemon can be classified as normal if it has enough of a widespread influence. Good to know. Well, if it has a widespread influence like that much, yeah, we have to normalize it. And so even if it's anomalous, like SCP-8900-EX, where the entire color scheme of the world changed for an unexplainable reason, we just had to normalize that using amnestics to make everyone forget how things used to be. And Java Name, thank you for gifting a membership to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. If you got that membership, make sure to thank Java Name for their generosity in helping us build our ranks to win the battle against the white names. Dr. Sherman, I hope you never get the tree to scream. You joined our staff today, and you would say such a curse upon me. Oh, you're getting janitorial duty for the toilets that are no longer SKIBIDI. All right, Site42 staff. This has been another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream. People say that we're born with a purpose, and that we're meant to make our dreams come true. But if our dreams start to crumble, they can bury us. Gotta take yourself out and push on through. They say that everything changes, and I'm living proof that they do. Because I found the answer, and you can find the answer too. They made me think I was crazy, and that the fate wants you to stay. But now that I've found the answer, I'm never ever gonna lose my way ever again. Ever again. The credit song is Ever Again by Andrew W.K. Be safe, be well, Site42 staff. Secure, contain, protect. protect.